So, David De Gea has left Manchester United, and now the entire squad from Man United's last title win have officially left the club. Not a single player is still there. But Jordan, where is everyone now, I hear you ask? Well, in this video, which may well be the start of a new series, who knows, I'll be attempting to answer that very question. Hello and welcome back to the Footballing Question YouTube channel, and this is Where Are They Now? Man United 2012-13 Title Winners Edition. David De Gea. The sole reason this video is being made, David De Gea has spent 12 years at Manchester United and left the club as a free agent on the 8th of July. It's unclear where David will go from here, but after countless amazing seasons at Manchester United, including picking up 4 Player of the Year awards, he truly is a Manchester United legend. Check out the video I did on David De Gea as well if you haven't already. Anders Lindegaard. Lindegaard was at Manchester United for about 5 years between 2010 and 2015. I sort of forget how long he was actually at the club, but after only making 19 appearances, he parted way from the club for West Brom, where he never played a game. He was sent on loan to Preston, who then brought him in on a permanent basis before being shipped off to Burnley in 2017. He spent 2 years there, but once again didn't make a single appearance before leaving England for Helsingborg in the second tier of Sweden. He was part of a squad that was relegated in November 2022 before announcing his retirement from football, aged 38. Rafael da Silva. Rafael joined Manchester United along with his twin brother Fabio in 2008, where he had quite a long career with the club, making 109 appearances. He stayed at the club until 2015 before leaving for Lyon in France, where he spent 5 years, making 103 appearances. In 2020 he left for Istanbul Başakşehir, where he stayed a year before leaving for the Brazilian league, joining his boyhood club Botafogo. At the age of 33, Rafael is still going strong, and although not in this list, Fabio is playing in the Brazilian league as well now, but they're playing for different sides. Bit of sibling rivalry never hurt anyone, right? Patrice Evra. Patrice is another true Manchester United legend, having played for the club from 2006 to 2014, winning countless titles along the way of course. He left United in 2014, joining Juventus before leaving them in 2017 for Marseille. Post Man United he hadn't done amazingly well and was sold from Marseille after just 1 year, making a return to the Premier League with West Ham, where he made just 5 appearances and didn't make much of an impact at all. After being released as a free agent, Evra spent a year on the free agents list before officially announcing his retirement in 2019. Since then he's done a lot of punditry work, but is more known for his weird antics away from football, like singing Oasis parodies, "You ain't never gonna set my mind," and doing something with a raw chicken. I'm not entirely sure what this is though. I love this game! Rio Ferdinand. Another player on Manchester United's books for a long time and another legend at the club, Rio Ferdinand had an illustrious career at Manchester United. Similar to Evra, he left the club in 2014 but stayed in England, signing for QPR, where he didn't do much at all. A sad way for it to end really. Just 3 days after leaving QPR, he announced his retirement. Since then, he has done a lot of punditry work, most notably with BT.
Let him sign the contract and go. Ollie's lit the wheel, man. He's doing it. He's doing his thing. Man United are back.
He had a go at boxing as well, but didn't actually make it into a ring. Not sure he likes to talk about that one too much though, so we'll just stick with the BT stuff. Chris Smalling. Another man that I didn't realise was at the club as long as he was. Smalling spent 10 years at Manchester United, but after going on loan at Roma in 2019-20, Roma snapped him up on a permanent basis, where he has done incredibly well, fitting nicely into the Serie A under former Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho. Nemanja Vidic. Another legendary United centre-back, known for being the no-nonsense one in the pairing between him and Rio Ferdinand. Just as a side note, who was better in your opinion, Vidic or Ferdinand? Tell us in the comments down below. Vidic was at the club until 2014 before leaving and joining Inter Milan, where he made just 23 appearances in 2 years. In 2016 his contract was ended with mutual consent and Vidic announced his retirement. Now in 2023, Vidic is enrolled on the UEFA Master for international players as he looks to get into an administrative role. Antonio Valencia. Valencia was a Manchester United player from 2009 to 2019, making 241 appearances and even wearing the famous number 7 shirt at one point. Unfortunately, in 2019, rumours circulated that Valencia had fallen out with Jose Mourinho and he was sold to LDU Quito in the Ecuadorian league. From there, he went to Mexico with Querétaro, and in May 2021, he announced his retirement. Since retiring, Valencia has bought his own football club, Tobago AV25 in Ecuador, where he frequently shares the club's progress on Instagram. Speaking of progress, Valencia is looking pretty jacked as well. Life's clearly going pretty good for Valencia since retirement. Phil Jones. Another player that has been at Manchester United a long time and has just recently left. Jones left the club in May 2023. Nobody is entirely sure what Jones will get up to next, but wherever he goes, we wish him all the best. I just hope he gets that Manchester United testimonial, to be honest. I'd go Phil. I'd go. Jonny Evans. Evans was part of Manchester United's youth setup from 2004. He was promoted to the senior team in 2006, where he stayed at the club for 9 years until 2015. During that time, he was sent on multiple loan spells to the likes of Sunderland and Royal Antwerp, but he was sold in 2015 to West Brom, where he was actually made club captain at one point. Evans left West Brom to join Leicester City though, where he's been a solid part of Leicester's defence for many years now. Unfortunately for him, he was club captain in this past season where they were relegated to the Championship. Rumours suggest he might be on his way to Everton after a video was posted onto Everton's Facebook page, but guess we will find out very, very soon. Hello, this is Future Jordan currently editing this video, and it's taken a while for me to edit this video, but unfortunately because of that, some news has come out. Jonny Evans hasn't signed for Everton. Believe it or not, he's actually just signed a short-term deal with Manchester United, meaning this video is completely irrelevant for the time being. Jonny Evans, welcome back to Manchester United for the time being, but god damn it, this is annoying. I'm going to continue on with the video nonetheless though. Enjoy the rest of it. Alexander Butner. Butner was at the club for only 2 seasons, making just 13 appearances for the Red Devils. Since leaving though, he's been to many different clubs, including Dynamo Moscow, Anderlecht, Vitesse, New England Revolution, RKC Walvik, and the Graafschap, where he is currently playing aged 34. Anderson was a fantastic player and a wasted talent. Sir Alex always had high praise for him, but unfortunately he didn't hit the heights he may have been expected to. Nonetheless, Anderson was at the club from 2007 to 2015, other than a loan stint at Fiorentina in 2014. He went on to move back to Brazil with Internacional. He was then sent on loan to Coritiba before being sold to Adana Demirspor. In September 2020, Anderson announced his retirement, taking a backroom role at his final club. His decline was a shame considering early on in his career he was being compared to the likes of Wayne Rooney. Ryan Giggs. Think Manchester United and Ryan Giggs is surely one of the players that popped into your head. Giggs spent his entire playing career at United, and when he retired from playing he also took on some managerial roles at the club. He was the interim following David Moyes' sacking and was assistant manager to Louis van Gaal as well. In 2016 he left the club, going on to take the Wales managerial job in 2018, but Giggs had to step down from the Wales job following his arrest on assault charges, a case that is still going on today. Shinji Kagawa. Shinji Kagawa's career probably deserves a video in its own right, to be honest, so I'll try and keep it brief. He was at United from 2012 to 2014 before returning to Borussia Dortmund. He even played 1 game for Dortmund's second team in that stint. He then had a loan spell at Besiktas, moved to Real Zaragoza, went to PAOK for a year, made a move to Belgium with Sint-Truiden before finally moving back to Japan with Cerezo Osaka, where he currently plays. I'll leave the rest up to the video that's coming soon though. And that might be a good point to say remember to subscribe and turn bell notifications on so you never miss another Football in Question video. Cheers. Michael Carrick. Another long-time Manchester United player and a Manchester United legend as well. Michael Carrick was at the club from 2006 to 2018. Following some issues in which he underwent a procedure for an irregular heart rhythm and dizziness that he felt during matches and whilst training, Carrick decided 2018-19 would be his last season. But he decided to take on a coaching role at the club. He was brought in by Jose Mourinho and kept on as assistant coach to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. After Ole's sacking, Carrick briefly had a stint as manager where he went unbeaten in 3 games in charge against Villarreal, Arsenal and Chelsea, 2 wins and a draw. Carrick then decided to leave the club shortly after Rangnick joined, and in October 2022 he was appointed as manager of Middlesbrough, taking them from 21st place and 1 point above the relegation zone to 4th in the Championship playoff spots. Carrick is of course still in charge of Middlesbrough as he looks to get them into the Premier League again very soon. Do you think he's a future Manchester United manager? Let us know in the comments. Tom Cleverley. Another player that was at Manchester United at youth level, Tom Cleverley, was at the club from 2000 to 2015, joining the first team in 2008. During his time at United, he had a lot of different loan spells, but when he eventually left the club in 2015, he joined Everton. In 2017, he went on loan at Watford and they decided to sign him permanently, where he has been ever since. On the 1st of July, Cleverley actually announced his retirement due to an injury aged just 33, but luckily he has joined up with Watford's academy coaching staff as he looks to advance his coaching career. Paul Scholes. Scholes is probably the only player that I can say has had 2 stints playing at Manchester United without actually ever really leaving, having retired and unretired to come back. Nevertheless, Paul Scholes spent his entire career at Manchester United and retired again in 2013 following the league title win. Since then, he has had a failed career as a manager, having took charge of Salford on an interim basis and most notably managing Oldham Athletic, where he resigned after 31 days in charge. He is of course one of the co-owners of Salford City along with his former teammates and the rest of the class of 92, but you can also find him today alongside Rio Ferdinand as a pundit for BT Sport. Ashley Young. Young was at the club from 2011 to 2020. He got a move away in 2020 to take on the Serie A with Inter Milan, where he even won a league title. In 2021, Aston Villa signed him, and after his contract expired only recently, he has officially joined Everton as of the 13th of July 2023. Nani was once again a long-serving player at Manchester United. He was at the club from 2007 to 2015. Once again, he has been to many clubs since Manchester United. We could probably make another video on him as well. Nani left the club for Fenerbahce in 2015 after a loan spell at Sporting in 2014. Since that point, he has bounced around a little bit, playing for Valencia, Lazio, Sporting again, Orlando City, Venezia and Melbourne Victory. In 2016, he was even part of the Portugal squad that won Euro 2016, adding to his trophy cabinet. His Melbourne career ended quite sadly though after rupturing his anterior cruciate ligament in January, ruling him out for the rest of the season. In May, Melbourne announced that Nani had left the club. Luckily, he signed for Adana Demirspor, Anderson's former club. Wayne Rooney. Manchester United's all-time leading goalscorer and absolute legend, Wayne Rooney left the club in 2017 to return to his former club Everton. In 2018, he left Everton to join DC United and then returned to England with Derby County, where he retired from playing in January 2021 after being a player-manager since November. He retired from playing to focus on being a manager and did a pretty good job as well. Derby was struggling on and off the pitch, but he managed to keep them in the Championship on the final day of the 2020-21 season. Unfortunately, Derby continued to face issues and went into administration at the end of the 2021-22 season, leading to their eventual relegation, Rooney resigning as manager. In 2022 though, Rooney was appointed as manager of his former club DC United, where he still is currently. Javier Hernandez. Chicharito was at Manchester United for 5 years from 2010 to 2015. In 2014-15, Hernandez had a loan spell at Real Madrid. He returned to United but was sold to Bayer Leverkusen, where he spent 2 years. Following that spell, he came back to England, signing for West Ham, where he also spent 2 years, which unfortunately were pretty underwhelming. In August 2019, he handed in a transfer request and flew to Spain, signing for Sevilla. He only played 9 games for the club. In 2020, he signed for LA Galaxy, where he still is today. Robin van Persie. Can't lie, I've been waiting to do this one, this whole video. I'm about to be very unbearable. Sorry, Arsenal fans. I'm not sorry at all. This is gonna be great. Controversially to some, not to me though, wink, Robin van Persie joined Manchester United in 2012 and managed the one thing he made the move to finally achieve, winning the league title, wink. He finished top goalscorer that season with 26 goals, including scoring in both games against his former side, wink, and a famous hat-trick against Aston Villa that surpasses everything he had ever done in his career before that, wink. Van Persie stayed at Manchester United until 2015, having scored in over half of his games for the club, a Manchester United legend. Wink. Okay, I'm done with the winks now. In 2015, Van Persie left United to join Fenerbahce. He stayed there until 2018 before joining back up with his first club and boyhood club, Feyenoord. Since retiring from his playing career, he has joined Feyenoord's coaching staff as the assistant manager. Danny Welbeck. I know I annoyed some Arsenal fans there, so maybe this one would cheer you up a bit. Isaac loves Danny Welbeck anyway, so I just sort of imagine most Arsenal fans do. After spending 6 years at Manchester United, Welbeck left in 2014, joining Arsenal. He spent 5 years at Arsenal, having a fairly successful stint at the club. His time at Arsenal ended though with a broken ankle, and he didn't extend his contract with the club. Welbeck went on to join Watford, but was released in 2020 and snapped up by Brighton. At Brighton, he's made around 80 appearances and is part of the team that finished in a Europa League spot this past campaign. Sir Alex Ferguson. I didn't have to do this one, but I thought he needed a bit more praise than he already gets. The greatest football manager of all time retired at the end of the season, winning a Premier League title to sign his time at the club off. He still does a lot of work at the club and now has a stand named after him, as well as a statue at Old Trafford. What a legend. The greatest. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you want more of these sort of videos? If you do, let us know and we can make more videos like this for even more topics. Remember to leave a like, subscribe and turn bell notifications on so you never miss another video. And yeah, I will see you in the next video in a bit.